Hey friends, how are you today? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be bringing back the Business Accelerator Facebook Live series. I'm Sarah Rose, coming to you live from my home office in Charleston, South Carolina. For those of you who are new to me, drop me a hashtag newbie if you're catching this live. Drop me a hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. And let me know where you're listening in from. I have friends from all over the world, and I just love to know who's out there, who the message is resonating with, who I'm connecting with, and where you're from. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah Rose, and I'm the Launch Your Online Business mentor. And I empower women to transform their side hustle into a thriving, profitable business. So if that's you, you won't want to miss a single one of my Facebook Live series every Wednesday at noon Eastern, where we're going to be talking all things strategy and mindset to help you do exactly that. So if you're looking to transform your side hustle into a thriving, profitable business, drop me a heart or your favorite emoji below so that I know exactly who I'm talking to and that this is resonating with you. It's making sense to you and that you're getting some value or looking to get some value out of my tips. So today we're talking about how and why it's so important to have a bigger vision for your life and for your business, especially if you're somebody who's looking to transform a side hustle into a thriving business. Perhaps it's why it's still a side hustle instead of a thriving business if you haven't thought about setting bigger goals and looking at the overall bigger picture of what you want to achieve. So often I hear women saying to me, I really don't want to set a goal for myself or for my business because I'm afraid of failing. And if I don't hit my goal and I don't hit my target, then I'm going to really let myself down and I'm going to self-sabotage and I'm not going to be able to pick myself back up and get into that space where I can reach higher. Or, I'm really not in this for the money. I don't really care how much I make. I just love what I do. And so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, well, that's fine. You're lucky if you're in that position. But most women start a business, at least I did, from a place that you were called for something more. You have that pull of the entrepreneurial spirit. You're being called to a higher purpose, to a mission, to achieve something in your lifetime, to look back and say, I did this, and to have that time freedom and that flexibility to work from anywhere and the financial freedom that all of us fempreneurs that all of us crave, right? So that's why it's so important to set the goals and to know and understand that reaching your goals doesn't have to be so hard because there is an exact science to achieving what you set out to achieve. I'm going to share with you an exercise that I recently did and it changed everything for me. It absolutely changed everything. So get out a pen and a piece of paper and take some really great notes because you're going to love this. So when it comes to creating the bigger vision for your life and for your business, think outside the box. Think bigger than you've ever thought before. And think about it. What are your passions? What do you love to do in a perfect world of time or money or no object, if that wasn't even a concern or a worry? And write those things down. Do you love to travel once we're able to travel again? Do you love horseback riding? Do you love golfing? Do you love gardening? Do you love cooking? Do you love reading and writing? And what are your passions? What do you absolutely love to do? Write those things down, and then actually I want you to do some research and find out in a perfect world, if you wanted to do those things on a regular basis, do you need to hire someone? Let's say you want to learn a foreign language or move to a foreign country and learn the language there. Do you need to hire a coach or take lessons of how to speak the language? If you love horseback riding and you're only going a few times here and there, maybe once a month, whether every few months, once a year, if you really want to ride horses, how much is that going to cost you to have a horse to ride, a barn to go to, the gear and the equipment and the tools? If you love to golf, how much is that sport going to cost you if you wanted to play whenever you wanted to play? So do a little bit of research and figure out what tools do you need, how often do you want to go, do you need a coach, do you need somebody to help you get better where you want to grow more? Then where do you want to go shopping? Where would you go out to eat? What would you eat? What level of health would you want to experience? How would you spoil your loved ones? Where would you want to travel and who would you want to travel with? Where would you want to live? What city, what state, what country? Who do you want to live with? And what does your dream house look like? And when you get really crystal clear and specific on what your dream life is going to look like, what the clothes look like that are hanging in your closet and your wardrobe. Where are the places that you want to visit? How do you want to visit them? What are your non-negotiables? How are you going to travel? What are you going to do when you get to those places? So write these things down and then go do your research. Look at houses in the neighborhood that you want to live and figure out how much does that dream house cost. Figure out how much does that dream car cost. Figure out what are all of these things going to cost you. Because it's so easy, isn't it, as businesswomen to go, I'd really love to hit a 5K month on my business, or I'd really love to hit a 10K month on my business, or I'd really love to hit 6 figures this year, or I'd love to have $1 million in the bank. And we throw these numbers around like, it'd be so cool if and when I can ever achieve this. But then you keep bumping around in the dark, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And as we all know, that's the definition of insanity, right? Give me a love heart or an emoji if you can relate to continuing to just hustle, grind, force, and not getting any results. Just keeping on doing the same thing, hoping that one day somebody's going to come into your business or your life and boom, all of a sudden you're going to have that money in your bank account, right? You're going to make that impact. You're going to feel the sense of accomplishment and pride and start living the life that you've always dreamed of. It doesn't happen that way. So I always said, I'd love a 10K a month, or I'd love a six-figure year. I'd love to have $1 million in the bank or whatever. But what does that actually mean? What can you do with that once it comes? And how much do you actually need so that you can reverse engineer your business plan and put a legitimate business plan into place to say, this is how I'm going to reach that target. So maybe it's a lot more than you think you need to live that dream life, to be, do, and have all the things that you want to have. Hey, Alicia, good to see you. Good to see you. And Sarah, all the way from Spain. That's so awesome. We've got a global audience here today. Good to have you, ladies. So reverse engineer it and say, okay, this is what I need to be making short term. If it's something that you want to leave your full-time job and have that time freedom and flexibility, you need to leave that job. So what do you need to replace that income and safely step away and start your own business, transform from a side hustle into a thriving business? So that's your short-term goal. What do you absolutely have to achieve now? And then what do you want to achieve in the long term, maybe in the next 2 to 5 years? But I want you to think bigger, because once you start thinking bigger, things can happen that you never imagined would happen before, and faster than you ever imagined them before. Suddenly, all of a sudden, you can go from making nothing to having a $5,000 or $10,000 month just by making a few little tweaks in your messaging, right? Of who do you want to work with? And put this into your journal as you're dreaming of your dream life, as you're fantasizing about what the things are that you want to be, do, and have and accomplish in your life and your business. Who is your ideal client or your ideal team member? Who do you want to work with every single day? Did you know that you can actually say no thank you to the people that you don't want to work with or include in your program because they're energetically just not a good fit? And that it's okay to say, I know you're willing to and prepared to pay me this money, but I don't think that I'm the right one for you. So write that down as well. Who do you want to help? And be specific. Be specific about that person, and then find out what is the problem that you want to solve for them. What do you want to help them with? And what is the mission that you're on? So who here has heard you've got to have a why? You've got to have a powerful reason why in order to be successful in business, right? I mean, I've heard this for years and years, and I think it's really true. But I think the why is the bigger picture. It's the bigger thing that you want to achieve and accomplish, right? For me, it's showing my daughter the world and my husband, and taking us to travel the world and live life on our own terms and have the flexibility and time freedom and financial freedom that we always craved. That is my reason why, but it's not what gets me up first thing in the morning and keeps me up every night, not able to sleep because I'm so excited about what's going on in my business. What that is my mission. So unless you have clarity on your mission, it's really hard to reverse engineer and get to the goals that you want to get to, right? So you've got to have a mission that's bigger than yourself. Who are you here to help, and how are you going to help them? So my mission is that I want to help as many entrepreneurial-minded women as I can to transform their side hustle into a thriving business that will allow them to earn what they're worth and design a life they love. And it's as simple as that. So I just get up every single morning and I'm like, who can I help today? Right? And that's who my messaging is to. And all of a sudden people start coming into my world to say, how can I work with you? I love your stuff. And so I'm not even sending out friend requests anymore. People are coming to me with friend requests every single day. We get into conversations and all of a sudden we have a match, right? So that's how you're starting to build towards your goals and your dreams. You know how much to charge. You know how many people you need to be working with at a time. You know how many people you're going to put into your team or into your program on a monthly basis. You've got a goal. And then you reverse engineer it. So if you need to make 10K a month, how many people do you need to be talking to every single day? And out of those people that you're talking to, how many of those are quality conversations? And out of those quality conversations, how many are going to lead to a Zoom or a telephone call? And out of those telephone calls or Zoom meetings that you have with your ideal client or team member, how many of those are actually going to convert? And so you scientifically look at the numbers and go, okay, I know that if I talk to XYZ amount of people, let's say I need to talk to 100 people a month to get 10 people on a phone call, and I know that sorry, it's showing a bad signal, my ideal client or my ideal team member, then I need to be interacting in these different ways. I need to be networking here. I need to be showing up here. I've got a daily method of operation here. And I know where I need to be showing up so I can get these conversations going, have them converting, and then I am on my path towards earning those goals and hitting those targets that I can be, do, and have everything I want in my life. Is this making sense? Are you guys getting some good notes here? Because so many times we hear about, oh, you've got to write your goals down. Oh, you've got to be clear on your goals. You've got to have clarity on your goals, but you don't actually know how to set the goal. You know, I'd really love to have this, but how do I actually achieve that? So it's a reverse engineer process of saying, okay, this is the bigger picture. This is what I'm working towards. Then this is where the income's going to come from, and this is how the income's going to come from that. Okay? So the other thing is where can you scale the numbers faster? Where can you add in extra streams of income? Could it be, I don't know, I was talking to a podcaster the other day, and she was talking about turning the side hustle into a full-time business. And so out of podcasting would come potentially a coaching business and teaching other women how to create a podcast who are interested in monetizing their podcast as well. So we're talking about, okay, so how can we put this program together? How would you market that? How many people would you need to chat with? Blah, blah, blah. And so out of that coaching program, could there be a book? Could there be retreats? Could there be a product that goes along with that? So look at the bigger picture too, and don't just hide in where you are today, because your current reality does not have to define where you're going. You're on the right path. You're an entrepreneurial minded woman, right? So you know that you've had this call, you've had this pull, and it's for a reason. So just get clear on who it is you want to help, the problem that you solve, the mission that you're on, and how that can propel you to those higher levels to earn and hit those income targets that you've always dreamed of. Because by helping others, together we rise. And the more we can help and empower others to be successful, the more successful that we will be too. So we've got a bunch of people watching today. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I think, oh my gosh, from all over the world. This is super cool. So I'll hang around for another second or two. If anybody's got any questions, you can ask me anything when it comes to goal setting, when it comes to creating a bigger picture for your life and your business, when it comes to getting clarity on where you want to go from turning your side hustle into a thriving business. Feel free to ask me anything. I'll pay attention here in the comments, or you can drop them in the comments below, and I'll make sure to go and check any questions that are there and pop you a message right back. So stay tuned on Wednesdays at noon for the Business Accelerator Facebook Live series, where we're going to be talking all things mindset and business strategy to help you take your business from where it is today, your side hustle, into a thriving, profitable business. So thank you for your time today. And I'll check those comments and get back to anybody who's got any questions. All right. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.